Welcome back to another episode of All Access with the Profs, live from Bozorth Hall. I'm Cara Guno.
And I'm Nick Rizzo. And after a successful winter sports season for the Profs, we're starting to see that success roll over into the spring a bit, Cara.
We absolutely are, Nick. We've got softball, baseball, lacrosse kicking into full swing, and we've got track and field, men's and women's doing their thing as well. The spring season is in full swing here in Glassboro, so let's see what the teams have been up to. The Rowan softball team picked up a pair of wins on Wednesday afternoon after taking down Rosemont in their home opener. The Profs won game one 9-1 in run rule fashion. The Profs grabbed 14 hits with 3 from Abigail Pawlowski, Corey Haig, and Peyton McNair. Starting pitcher Riley Lutz went 4 innings, gave up 1 hit, and struck out 5 in the outing. In Game 2, Kat Thomas led things off with a 2-run homer, her 4th of the year, to give the Rowan the 2-0 lead. The Rowan offense continued to push, scoring in all but the second inning. Thomas had 3 hits in the Game 2, with 3 more hits from Grace Chakaitis. Lutz came in relief in Game 2 and did not allow a hit in 3 innings. She also struck out 3. Rowan won Game 2 10-2 in run rule fashion once again. In addition, Coach Kim Wilson was awarded a commemorative softball to honor her 900th win, which she collected last season. With these wins, Rowan is now 16-2 and will face off against Haverford on Saturday on a doubleheader.
Rowan baseball continued their hot start to the season this week, picking up a pair of wins to up their record to 11-3 on the young season. After going 6-3 in the Russ Matt Central Florida Invitational, the Profs returned to their home field on Tuesday for the first time this season and dominated Haverford College for a 21-5 victory. Freshman Jason Morgan went 2 for 4 at the plate and drove in 5 runs, while utility man Dylan Maria went 3 for 6 with 3 RBIs. Newcomer Zach Grace picked up his 2nd win of the year on the mound, tossing 5 innings and allowing 3 hits, 2 earned runs while striking out 5. Just one day later, head coach Mike Dixon and company traveled to Newman University and picked up another double-digit win, 12-2. Anthony Schooley went 3 for 4 with a double and 2 RBIs, and Pat DeFisciani went 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs and 2 runs scored. Jason O'Neill got the start on the mound and extended his record to 3-0 with the win. The Profs have now won 6 straight, and their next challenge will be against Penn State Abington on Monday.
The Rowan lacrosse team picked up their 3rd straight win on Wednesday in Scranton. Erin Renshaw had 5 goals and Juliana Corson scored 4 to lead Rowan to a 16-11 win. Corson added 3 assists for her 4th consecutive game with 7 points, and Renshaw handed out 6 assists to total 6 points. Jamie Cutrera and Molly Green, Michaela Donnelly had 2 goals apiece for the Profs. Rowan were backed by a strong first quarter, which allowed them to jump out to a 5-1 lead, and they extended their lead to 5 at the half. Rowan held strong in the second half, where Riley Schopp made 5 saves in net, with the Profs holding a 34-26 advantage in the shots. The team moves to 5-2 on the season and will return home in action against Stevenson on Saturday.
Last weekend, men's outdoor track and field kicked off their season with an individual meet, and there were some very promising results. Overall, the Profs nabbed 4 first-place finishes at the Washington and Lee Carnival, led by Greg Peloso, who hits the 2nd-best javelin mark in Division III to earn first place in the event. In addition, Jason Agyamang finished first in the 110-meter hurdle, and Jay Kolodizij won the 800-meter. Also, Ben Woodward took first place in the 1,500-meter.
8 Profs picked up honors from this week's New Jersey Athletic Conference Title Championship. In the women's track and field, Rowan swept all 3 awards. Molly Lodge picked up NJAC Track Athlete of the Week, Emily Galvin NJAC Field Athlete of the Week, and Paris Moore NJAC Rookie of the Week for track. In men's track and field, Greg Peloso won NJAC Athlete of the Week. Jason Aguiman, NJAC Rookie of the Week, took home the honors. For baseball, they had 2 honorees. Ryan Murphy picked up NJAC Player of the Week, and Zach Grace, NJAC Pitcher of the Week. And for softball, Riley Lutz secured NJAC Pitcher of the Week for the 2nd week in a row.
And just like the men, women's track and field competed in the Washington and Lee individual meet last weekend and also saw success. Jasmine Broadway notched a PR and took first place in the 200-meter, and Nicole Notariani won the 100-meter hurdle. In addition, just one day after setting a school record in the hammer, Emily Galvin finished 4th in shot put. Both the men and women will look to ride this momentum into the Danny Curran Invitational next weekend. We'll be right back with more All Access right after this short break.
I'm Sam Prince of the Your Pro Sports Talk. The sweetest of the Sweet 16 is here. Last night in an overtime thriller, Kansas State defeated Tom Izzo's Michigan State Spartans 98-93 in the victory. For the Wildcats, Keontae Johnson had 22 points, 1 assist, and 6 rebounds. The UConn Huskies dominated against Arkansas Razorbacks as they beat them 88-65. Leading the charge for the Huskies was freshman guard Jordan Hawkins with 24 points and a perfect 9-for-9 free-throw percentage. The clock still has not turned midnight for FAU as they defeated Tennessee in a back-and-forth game. Star freshman Nicholas Boyd had 12 points, 2 assists, and 8 rebounds in the victory. In the last games of the late window was Gonzaga narrowly defeating UCLA as they came back from 13 points from halftime. The Zags won a last-second half-court shot by Julian Strather to win the game. Tonight, the Sweet 16 continues as San Diego State plays Alabama. Then University of Miami will play University of Houston, and then Xavier will play Texas. Sad news for Phillies as the Phillies' star first baseman, Rhys Hoskins, unfortunately tore his left ACL in a non-contact injury as the Phillies beat the Tigers 4-1 yesterday. Japan won their third ever World Baseball Classic as they defeated the United States in a 3-1 victory in the WBC title game. That game was a classic. To end the game, we saw a showdown for the ages as Shohei Ohtani struck out Angels teammate Mike Trout to win it all. Ohtani won MVP of the tournament. That was your Pro Sports Talk. I'm Sam Prince. And now to our next segment on All Access.
Welcome, everyone, to a brand new edition of All Access. I am Joshua Counts here with Rob and Shomer, and we are back talking about a whole lot of things in the sports world. Guys, the NFL free agency has started. Let's just get right to it. The man, the myth, the legend, Aaron Rodgers has officially announced that he is taking his talents to the New York Jets. Shomer, you being the resident Jet fan, how do you feel about this?
I'm happy. I'm happy, but I'm also like, I'm not that ecstatic to it because it's a rental deal. You know what I'm saying? We're getting a good quarterback for once.
Okay, I agree. Yeah, he's a good quarterback.
But yes,
Let
on a
him finish,
rental.
let him finish, let him finish.
Yes, because I already know what you're gonna say. We're
I
going
can't
like,
do this with you. You keep going.
Bro,
let him
we're getting
finish.
on a rental
Finish.
deal. All right, we already got
Sorry.
Lazard. I'm happy about that. We're getting his quote-unquote wish list together. You know what I'm saying? And then we got McCall Hartman. You know what I'm saying? Came from the cheese, a little speedster.
Oh, yeah, great.
Little speedster, you know what I mean?
Couple
Like,
jet sweeps, That's,
yeah, of course, that's what you know what I'm saying? Wildcat plays going crazy, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Rob, the floor is yours now. Aaron Rodgers to the Jets.
Aaron Rodgers. Now, if you guys watch All Access, and I'm sure all of you out there do, you consistently watch our shows. Just in our last edition, man, Shomer right here did not want Aaron Rodgers. Not only did he not want Aaron Rodgers, he said he thinks Rodgers is better than Tom Brady. But listen, like I said, whole other story. He is. Okay,
He is.
it's a story for another time.
We do have you on tape for that.
But you
That's
did
fine.
not, just a while ago, you did not want Aaron Rodgers on the Jets, and all of a sudden he's there, and now they're like, oh yeah.
Because
great,
what else
great,
could we do?
great.
What else could we do?
No, 100%. I agree. I think Rodgers is a great fit.
We would
I
look
love it.
stupid
I
not
think you
taking
guys
him.
are a AFC Championship caliber team now with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
But now you're all like on the Rodgers train now that he's there. I'm just saying before he was
Bro,
there, you're on Rodgers.
because
You have
I
the
don't-
tape.
I
we
said
have
it-
the film. We could go back.
Let's go
So
back.
you just said you believe that Aaron Rodgers, you put him above Tom Brady, which is a whole other topic. But that's what you just said.
Because Aaron Rodgers.
So where is Derek Carr above Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady? That you insert Derek Carr in your offense? That you're more confident in Derek Carr?
There's no point of renting Aaron Rodgers for 1 year if this man's about to retire.
This
1
man
year.
just won 2 MVPs back-to-back, 2020, 2021. You don't want him on your team?
Because what does those MVPs equate to? What, losing in the playoffs?
You're putting him in a different situation. I think the Jets' offense right now is better than the Packers'
He
offense
don't
in
want to
those
be
years.
with young people. He wants to be with seasoned.
It doesn't matter if they're young. It matters if they're good. Garrett Wilson, young. Garrett Wilson just won Offensive Player of the Year.
No. Bro, I love the praise you're giving me for Garrett Wilson, right? Garrett Wilson
deserves all the praise.
Yes, as he should. And we finally got a bona fide wide receiver. I'm happy.
Before I put my
Before I put my opinion on this,
Guys,
Okay, I'm sorry,
as I love the Aaron Rodgers talk, the rental deal, it is fascinating, but we got to move on to a different division. The NFC East free agency has been on fire and taking the NFL news. Stephon Gilmore has going back to the Dallas Cowboys. The Washington Commanders have loaded up. The Eagles re-signing and lost a bunch of their players and coordinators, but they've re-signed Darius Slay, Jason Kelsey, Fletcher Cox, and the Giants, to the surprise of everybody, has picked up Darren Waller and re-signed Daniel Jones to a max. The NFC East is looking like the division to watch this season, guys.
Yeah, I mean, everyone made some good moves. Let me tell you, though, the Eagles lost a lot of key players.
Yeah.
A lot of key players.
Yes,
Miles
they did.
Sanders being one of them.
Yep.
Sanders, T.J. Edwards.
Yeah.
But, listen, the Giants made a splash. Taking Waller, walking injury right there. Maybe you guys will get 5 games out of him. Congratulations. That's what the Giants said. The Cowboys, I mean, though, listen.
I was waiting for it.
Here
we go.
Would you rather have OBJ off 2 ACLs or Brandon Cooks? Brandon Cooks! Come on now.
Brandon Cooks.
Run by Darius Slay all day. Come on now.
Okay.
Run by
Because
Xavier McKinney all
he can
day.
catch those 30-yard
Come on.
balls, and that's about it.
Bro,
That's the key. You're going
he's
to
a
get those
walking-
completions.
he's a
The question
he's
is,
a
can
walking
Dak get him the
1,000
ball?
yards.
That's the thing.
Look, the only impressive thing about that is that he's right under Tyreek Hill when catching those 30-yard balls.
Bro,
That's
he's
about
a
it.
walking 1,000-yard receiver. Are you pairing him up with
Okay,
Lamb?
how many- okay,
Come on now.
Well,
we're
you
gonna
know
go
what?
into the
I
draft.
can't-
We're gonna snag
I can't.
Bijan. All right, we got Tony Pollard back.
Time out.
One sec. The thing is, the Cowboys, we brought everybody back. All right, and added. A lot of teams did not do that. They did not retain their players, all right? Like the Eagles, they lost a lot
lost
of key free
Zeke, though.
agents.
What about Zeke?
Exact.
Oh.
That's where just
about
about to
Zeke?
Oh, my
go.
goodness. We
You
lost
did?
Ezekiel Elliott. What are we going to do?
What? Oh, now you're
What
just
are
saying,
we gonna
what are we
do?
going to do?
Oh.
That was your heart and soul of the team. Now the heart and soul is
I
going.
won't
What
go
you
that
going to do?
far,
What are we gonna
but
do?
What you mean?
I wouldn't say Ezekiel Elliott is the heart and soul of the Dallas Cowboys, because when he was on the bench, he was the extra yard kind of
Come
guy.
on, bro.
He was that 1 or 2 yards that we needed.
me tell
Pollard
you.
was the flow of the offense. They definitely needed that, and that losing Zeke. We'll see what happens come fall.
Yeah, listen, it's gonna be a
But
great division.
We're going to
Dak ain't gonna be the
transition.
same.
We're
Just
going to
saying.
transition from the field to the diamond. Baseball spring training is in full effect. New rules to the baseball season this year. We got larger bases. We got innings, time, pitch clock. It's a whole bunch of new stuff. Guys, what are we feeling?
I'm more interested this year. I'm actually going to pay attention to baseball this year. Not saying I never paid attention before, but I'm
think
paying
that's what
attention
you're
to my team. My team is actually doing good. We're doing pretty good in spring training right now. The Atlanta Braves out here. Phillies, we coming for you. Mets, we coming for you.
I
Just
don't
be on the
know about
lookout.
that. Y'all not coming for them.
Don't worry about it.
Take
not
it
coming.
easy,
You don't know
Sherman.
what?
I'm a Yankee fan, but listen.
Hey,
I
look,
know-
man, look,
I
I got
know.
beef with you right now. We lost to y'all, and I still don't like y'all, so I don't even want to talk
It's
to y'all
okay.
right
The
now,
Yankees
man.
not going to go far either. It's
It's
a
just spring
fact.
training, all right? These guys, anything can happen.
Hey,
when
look,
regular
I
season
take
comes around.
everything seriously.
Week
Oh,
C.
listen.
Yeah, everything.
I agree with you. Baseball's a little more exciting, especially after World Baseball Classic. just got
Oh, yeah,
wrapped
that
up.
was
Yes,
lit.
that
That
was a
was
That was
phenomenal
exciting. Now
show.
listen, I know it's getting a lot of controversy because of Edwin Diaz's injury, but let me tell you, that was just a freak injury. You know what I'm saying? People are telling, let's get rid of the tournament. Players don't want to be there. Let me tell you, the players in the United States raving about the tournament. Said Mike Trout said it was the best 10 days he's ever had. It's only meaningful baseball we've seen Mike Trout play in a while, or ever technically.
That's a fact.
But listen, it was very exciting. I know a lot of people were intrigued by it. And listen, these new rules, games
Oh,
are at
yeah.
an all-time speed, picking up quick. I think the games are like averaging like 2.5 hours. Games could run like 3.5, 4 hours.
Yes, hopefully
listen,
they cut back on the time.
Yeah,
but
hopefully baseball gains a larger
we're
audience.
going to transition to one last topic before we get to our bet of the week. The NBA playoff push is here. April's only a couple weeks away before we start the playoffs. John Wick is back. Shout out John Wick, because Chapter 4 just came out. But John Wick is back from his suspension. He was in full effect. What are we looking at for the rest of the season when it comes to the NBA? Who can secure those number 1 and 2 seeds?
Wow. I mean, if we could start out west, I think
Let's start out west, man.
Denver's definitely going to take it. Denver, they're out there. Like, who's catching up to Denver right now? And then I believe the second seed, if taking the shock from everybody, the Sacramento Kings. I can't even believe the Sacramento Kings are even
Like
top
that
3
beam.
right now.
Like that beam.
You know, so hey, I guess the beam's been working. Like the beam. But if we had to go out east, right? Who's the number 1 seed out east?
Right now,
it's
currently
fluctuated a lot.
Milwaukee by 2.
Milwaukee by 2? Because
Yes.
it was just the second
It's
seed.
Milwaukee, Boston,
And Philly. Then we got New York. and
they've
Which,
been
I mean,
top
after
3.
that, it kind of falls off a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like the 3-headed goat right there, and then, I mean, you got Cleveland up there.
And
you
then
know,
New York.
I mean, Brooklyn's still up there, but I mean.
Brooklyn's gone.
We're not
Poverty franchise.
Get
Get 'em
the
outta
New York
here.
Knicks are up there as well.
What do you?
Oh, yeah, go New
Okay,
York.
yeah, great.
Let's go.
Go New York, go.
We taking the Cavs.
And 7.
It's 7.
And then we coming at the Philly.
And then Philly.
What's
won.
going on?
What you mean?
What are you doing?
All right, fine.
I'm just saying. We
Point
coming for
guard
them.
Jalen Brunson.
Just saying. We come since he been there.
Okay.
New York basketball has
Listen,
been
I gotta give you
revived.
credit. Brunson has been having.
We're gonna
New
get
York
Zion.
basketball
Don't
has
worry, we're
been
gonna get
revived.
Zion soon too.
Oh no, okay, now you see this is no, then you lost.
Take
We're
a
gonna
good
get
thing,
Zion,
just
too.
like,
See,
totally
this is
just-
no, because that's the delusional Knick fan in you, bro. Why would you want
Zion
to
don't want to be in New Orleans.
He don't want to be in New York.
Yeah, he do.
He said he liked it 1 game. That was 2 seasons
Bruh,
ago.
see, that you don't. So players can't cap.
They not,
Cap means lie. Players
Bro,
can't cap.
He is capping about coming to New York.
You think
he
he's gonna
ain't
leave, you
coming?
think he's gonna leave that Louisiana cooking, bro, down there, bro? He's growing.
That's
Come
why.
on,
Yeah,
come on
that's
now.
why he fat.
You want to pay
Exactly, bro.
$45
You don't
for a
wanna
mini
leave.
piece of steak
You don't
up in
wanna
New York?
leave. You don't
Come
wanna
on now,
leave,
Bro, you need to go to New York, bro. We
Bro,
healthy up
they
there.
not trying to pay $100 for a tiny piece of steak when you can get the big
All
old
right, this
steak
is
down
getting
there
a
in New
little
Orleans.
topic
You know what I mean?
here.
I'm just saying.
Yes.
The more, if he like to eat, I would go with the bigger portions.
Hey,
I'm just
bro,
saying.
listen.
Just saying.
Listen. And
Just went right off the
rumor
rails
is
here.
Damian Lillard seems to be unhappy in Portland, so
Hey, man,
game
there's-
time
he's
could be
happy.
coming to New York. But that's the story for
Unhappy.
tonight. We're gonna take it to the bet of the week as we wrap up All Access today. Rob, kick us off with your bet of the week.
Yeah, I mean, so we're halfway through March Madness now. Sweet 16 is underway. I'm taking the first-seeded Houston Cougars money line over the 5th-seeded Miami Hurricanes. Now, Houston has both a top 10 offense and defense this year. Their offense, which is ranked 8th in the country, will perform against Miami's 108th ranked defense. Miami's offense is pretty solid, but it's going to be difficult for them when they have to go against Houston's lockdown defense, which, by the way, is ranked 4th in the country. Now, listen, I know that's a lot of statistics. Basically, what I'm saying is Houston is better on both sides of the ball. Take Houston. But listen, it is March, so don't come at me if I'm wrong on this one.
Look, Rob, I'm not gonna lie, that's tough. I mean, that's really tough, bro. But I think I'm gonna stay in the same bracket as you. I'm gonna go with my favorite college team right now. One of my favorite basketball players in college basketball right now. And Angel Reese and the LSU Tigers to defeat Utah tonight. The money line odds, they're about like -221, which makes LSU the favorites to come out up top. But don't get it twisted, LSU and Utah are the top highest ranked teams left in the bracket, with LSU at, Utah at 2 and then LSU at 3. Both teams are ranked top 12 in shooting percentage, and both teams are top 5 in scoring average with 83.2 points per game. I have a feeling this is going to come down to the wire. You know, I mean, LSU, they got Kim Moakley. She's like, 45th ranked as most winningest coach ever. Ever. Let me put that ever, okay?
Ever?
Ever.
Okay.
She gonna get up there. 45, pretty low, but she gonna get up there. She gonna get up there. No bias, by the way. But and shout out to my other team, the Ohio State University. We're gonna beat UConn. Just saying.
No.
Ain't Angel Reese dating NBA YoungBoy now? Shoot or shoot. That's all I'm saying.
man.
But while they suck with college basketball, I'm going to the NBA basketball. I'm going with it's where the Sixers are taking on the Golden State Warriors. The Warriors are a much better home team and have completed a long road trip where they came away with only 2 wins. The Warriors suck on the road, by the way. Yes. I'm going with the Warriors. The spread 4.5. The Warriors need a win, and the Sixers are red hot with their MVP Joel Embiid, kind of continue on that playoff push. But that was our bet of the week. We're going to switch gears to our Rowan preview. Rob, again, kick us off with our Rowan preview.
Yeah, I mean, so spring season started, obviously. We got the baseball team. They've started off the season hot, posting a 11-3 win-loss record over the past 2 weeks. Senior Tyler Cannon has been on a tear, hitting .485 on the season. On the defensive side, ace left-handed pitcher Zach Grace has posted an impressive 1.71 ERA through 21 innings pitched. Squad will look to make it 7 straight wins as they travel to Penn State Abington on Monday, March 27th at 3:30.
All right. Well, I'm going to start off with lacrosse. Our Profs lacrosse team has been off to a strong start to begin the season. The team is currently 5-3 with no conference play as of yet, but the Profs are currently on a 3-game winning streak. They have defeated their opponents with a win margin of 10 points or less, so if the Profs are up by more than 10, then most likely that's going to be a dub for us. And Aaron Renshaw and Julia Corson are basically our top scorers to begin the season. 17 goals for Renshaw and then 16 for Corson. So they're head-to-head right there with each other. The Profs will face off against Stevens Institute tomorrow at home at the Lacrosse Complex with the game start beginning at 1 p.m. Let's go, our Profs.
And while Rob did the baseball team, I'm going to the softball team where they're coming off a sweep against Rosemont in the home opener, keeping the team under 3 points in both games. During those games, head coach Kim Wilson was also presented with a commemorative ball to celebrate her 900th coaching victory that happened last season in the NCAA tournament. Corey Haig totaled 5 hits and 5 RBIs, while Riley Lutz picked up the win in both victories as the Profs improved to 16-2 on the season. Rowan will head to Hayford on Saturday for a doubleheader. And that will be it for our Rowan preview. This was a wrap right here on All Access. My name is Joshua Counts, here with Rob and Shomer. We will see you guys next week.
Yeah.